The following is a presentation of SC State Athletics.
It's the final home game for South Carolina State head coach Buddy Pough at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium, Willie Jeffrey Spiel, and it's not going to be easy. The Bulldogs are taking on the Morgan State Bears, arguably the best defense in the MEAC, coached by Damon Wilson. They're led by defensive end Elijah Williams, linebacker Eric Hunter, and safety Jordan Tolles, a transfer from LSU. Now, the Bulldogs count him with the best running back in the conference, and of course, that's Juwan Howe. He lit up Howard last week for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns. Can the Bulldogs turn their season around, stay in the MEAC Conference Championship race, and send Coach Buddy Pough out a winner in his final regular season home game? We're about to find out. Coming up next on the Buddy Pough Show. Gives it to Alex on the right side. Alex bounces it outside in the 40, turns the corner into 45, adds the field into Morgan State territory. 25-20, 15-10, 5. Dixon breaks through the 45, 40, 35-30. Johnny Dixon at 25-20, 15-10. Johnny Dixon 5. Touchdown, Johnny Dixon. He keeps it himself. Devontae Smith got wrapped up and gets him on the turf. Coach Pough's senior day. Morgan State, one of the best defenses in the country. We got our hands full here this afternoon.
We do. Morgan's up front crowd's as good as anybody I've seen in some time. And, you know, they're deep, too. They got a second defensive front that's really good. So you can pretty much bet that we'll have our hands full trying to find that run game like we did last week.
Coach, you was talking about last week. Let's go back to the last couple of times we played Morgan State here in Orangeburg. It's rain. They remind me of that. Elements are going to have a problem in this game today.
You know, I think when we won the tying game, we had the first game that we went above Coach Jefferson's games, we had a wet day kind of similar to this. So maybe it's something in the weather when those guys show up. I don't know. But I tell you what, it looked like it's going to clear up a little bit. We got to hold on to the football. The best thing about the whole deal is fundamentals will carry you through if you do a good job of securing the football properly. So if we do that and do a good job of trying to take the ball away from them, then at that point, then we got a chance.
Coach, last week you got an unbelievable effort from Juwan Howell. I know you can't expect that every week because he can give him some help. Talk about the run game this afternoon and how important it'll be here against Morgan State.
Well, we're going to try again. Now, whether we can or not is to be determined. But that would be the best case scenario given these circumstances for him to have a big day. Now, against this defensive front, I doubt seriously if it can happen. But we've got a good plan in, and we got to mix it up a little bit. The fact that it's going to rain a little bit might kind of dampen our efforts a little bit because it'll take away a little bit of the threat of some of the throw game. But I'll tell you what, if he can run it anything close to like he did last week, we'll be in great shape.
Coach, when you look at Morgan State on offense, they have had some problems offensively. They've struggled, played 4 quarterbacks this year. But last year against us, they were very effective.
You're right, they do it. And you know what? They're still scoring. I can't figure out how to get them stopped. We couldn't figure out how to get them stopped. But tell you what now, I think they're going to play the freshman kid, number 7, this week. And they played him at the end of the Norfolk game 2 weeks ago. And then he played the whole game last week against Delaware State. So I expect him fully to be a guy. He's an athletic guy. Doesn't throw the ball conceptually all that well, but he throws deep balls. And what they do is they got back you up with the deep ball, and then he runs all over the place. He runs the same kind of scheme that we do when we run our load option and that kind of stuff. So he'll be a doggone handful for us here today.
Another guy who may be a handful of coaches, a little running back they got from Norfolk State. You know, he gave us fit. He was number 15 at Norfolk State. Davis, he's been a factor here for Morgan State.
Right, Davis is a good player. He's a shifty guy you can make him miss. You know, he's just one of those guys that you got to make sure you get down on the ground because they'll get away from it. But at the same time, you know, it'll be a good deed for us to try to see if we can just stop that run game and period because of the fact that they don't really throw it all that well.
Keys to winning the game, Coach?
Stopping the run and running the football on offense.
All right, Coach. Best of luck this afternoon.
Thanks a bunch.
Greg Brown snaps it to Corey, gives it to Tyler over the left side. Tyler tries to bounce it outside. That's not going to happen. Football comes loose, and it's recovered by Morgan State at the 48, and Morgan State still moving the football down, and Tyler Smith got stripped of the football. Play action fake, flips it out, got it back out of the backfield, and that's been Achilles heel for the Bulldogs at the 25, down to 20. All the way down to the 15-yard line at the 14 of South Carolina State. Smith on the keeper. Bounces outside at the 5. Smith gets into the end zone for the score. Snap's good. Leary's toe is in it. It is up, and it is no good. It is 6 for Morgan State, nothing for South Carolina State. Bill, that point after could loom big here in Orangeburg. Snap it back to Corey, gives it to Josh. No, Corey keeps himself over the right side at the 30. Corey cuts back at the 35-yard line, picks up the first down. Got two tight ends that way. They run it the other way. They pitch it back to Josh. Josh gets the first down at the 50, at the 45-40, 35-30. Josh with the Jets down to the 19-yard line. Snap it back to Corey. Corey, pass over the middle. It is Keyshawn Toney into the end zone for the score with 10:25 to go here in the first half. South Carolina State answers Morgan State with a beautiful drive engineered by Corey Fields Jr. Jabriel Johnson in the backfield. Bulldogs on blitz. They snap it back past Smith. Smith goes down, and his feet were in the end zone, but he's going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. Option to the left. They pitch it back to Josh. Josh at the 20. Josh on his feet at the 15. Cuts back at the 10. First down, Bulldogs down at the 10-yard line. Fields settles into the shotgun. Back to pass. Corey looking left. Corey looking, throwing out there. Got a man out there. It is intercepted in the end zone. Back deep will be Richard Bailey. 3:14 to go, and they snap it past the punter. And it's going to be recovered into the end zone by somebody. Well, we have to wait and see. South Carolina State had a shot at it.
And there's a flag.
I think the Bulldogs come away with it. The Bulldogs say they have it. And with 3:07 to go here in the first half, South Carolina State 14, Morgan State 6. Smith, option to the left. They pitch it back to Davis. Davis in trouble, wrapped up, tackle down for a loss. Back at the 29-yard line. Shotgun snap back to Smith. Smith steps up in the pocket, throws it out there. It is caught at about the 40-yard line. First down for Morgan State. Smith, handoff inside. Jabari Johnson. Johnson breaks free. Johnson at the 35, still on his feet. Tackle down at the 32-yard line. Smith back to pass. Smith in the pocket. Forced. Get out of the pocket. Smith in trouble. Going to be tackled down. Patrick Godbolt back at the 44-yard line. But that's the end of the first half. Our score, South Carolina State 14, Morgan State 6. Bears will begin with possession to begin the second half.
All right, Coach, Morgan State, we knew Morgan State had a really good defense, but they came out offensive. They were a freshman quarterback and really moved the football down the field.
They did. They had some success early, and that kind of surprised me a little bit, but we got them stopped, and then we turned the football over, which is what really gave them the inspiration to get the ball in the end zone. But at that point, we came back down the field and got it going again. So I was really surprised at them actually getting the football into the end zone as quickly as they did.
And I'm talking about having it change in the middle of a battle. You lose Jerome Howell in pregame, Coach, and it really kind of changed the scheme of what you want to do. But fortunately, you have backs to go to. But it was disappointing that Jerome could not play.
It was really disappointing, and it's surprising because you don't have time to prepare. If it happens during the week, you got a little bit better idea about what the actual situation is. But you get right at the pregame, you find that you don't have your best guy, then that kind of gets you to a point where you don't necessarily know exactly where to go, that you don't have time to figure it out.
So you're trying to find something going on offense. Tyler Smith started the game, did well, lost a fumble. You came back, Josh Shaw came in. And boy, Josh had maybe his biggest game of his career, although he's had some big games.
Well, he had his biggest effort. He had the most opportunities that he had all year. So in a case where I thought that he was probably the next best guy, he showed himself to be worthy. The weather was a big factor in the whole deal, too, because it didn't necessarily give us a chance to have the throwing game that we would have liked to have had. And at that point, then, we had to run the football down the throat of an 8- and 9-man front from time to time. And that's tough, but we couldn't throw it out of there. Our quarterback just couldn't find it in a way that was consistently good enough. And then there were times when he had the throw game in place where he threw decent enough balls and we didn't hold on the ball. So a little bit of combination of all the different kinds of what could go wrong, went wrong, kind of a day.
Going back to the first half now, what are the things that kind of set you up, which end up being an undoing, and we'll talk about it later on, with special teams? Maxion Cobb for a while kept you in the game, put you in a position for the defense, and that ultimately got you on the board with the special teams.
He did. Pinned them deep one time, and we got a chance to get after that punt, and their snapper snapped the ball over their punter's head, and then we got a score out of it. So it was a real good opportunity. Had another opportunity that was very similar. Their punter did do a much better job of getting the football out in a way where our guy couldn't feel it. Richard Bailey, our punt return guy, is really good at fielding the ball and getting the max, getting the very minimum, especially, out of a play as opposed to, him letting the football roll. But they kicked the ball in a way there that got them, a chance to get the football a little bit farther away from the goal line. And then our offense didn't do very much with it. But I thought we had another opportunity to get another situation that would be beneficial to us in the kicking game again.
So South Carolina State ends up leading in the end of the first half, 14-6 over Morgan State. We'll take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. We'll come back with more after these messages.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Hey, South Carolina, you can make a choice for your Medicaid health plan. Choose Healthy Blue. With Healthy Blue, your whole family is covered for free or low-cost checkups and prescriptions, plus eye exams and glasses for kids and adults. Get all this and more from a plan backed by the Cross and Shield. The choice is easy. Get Healthy Blue now at choosehealthyblue.com/SC and get more from Medicaid.
Prisma Health keeps South Carolina hearts beating strong. As the largest cardiovascular provider in the state and home to the only freestanding heart hospital dedicated to the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of heart disease, we provide the heart care you need. With more innovative treatments like LVAD, more specialists, and more locations closer to you, we're doing even more to help you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health, the heart and vascular experts.
All right, folks, it's time for the Prisma Health Injury Report for Morgan State. Coach, this report, we talked about a little bit just before the game even got started.
It did.
Juwan Howell.
It did. I can tell you that was the main ingredient in that process. We lost Juwan Howell right at the beginning of the game, and we tried to get him dressed, tried to get him going a little bit, but he couldn't go. At that point, we had to go with the rest of the group that way. But that was the knockdown of all knockdowns, in a way that you have to deal with this Prisma Health report.
Talking about the injury report, Jalen Evans was on that report a week ago and came back and played really well.
He did, and we've got most of the rest of that crowd. We hadn't had a lot of injuries, but we've, had a striking a blow to us in a case of two, but at the same time, in most cases, we've been pretty healthy.
All right, that's your Prisma Health injury report for the game with Morgan State. And of course, it's time for the sack to give back. Bulldogs came with a couple of sacks. They had some great tackles or losses as well.
Thought we had a sack or two. I remember Godboard having one, and Juan Bob, I think, might have been involved in one at one point. So I think we had at least two sacks to give back. Hopefully, we've got those registered in a way that we can see them on film.
And we can get Food Line. Of course, Food Line donates 1,000 meals to needy families around Orangeburg and South Carolina. Every time the Bulldog defense gets a sack, they give 1,000 meals. So the Bulldog Sack to Give Back program. There's a special program this past Friday night in Orangeburg, South Carolina, on campus at the Student Center, where South Carolina State celebrated the 1973 Bulldog football team. It was a reunion of sorts. It was Coach Pough's team here at South Carolina State. Coach Jeffries was the coach of that team, and you were playing on that team. Coach, it was a great event.
It was a great event. We had an opportunity to recognize the team, Coach Jeffries' first team here at South Carolina State. That was 50 years ago now, that we actually finished 7-3-1. We were 1-9 the year before, so his first year, we were 7-3-1 here. Lost our first couple games and then won like 7 in a row and then lost the last game. But it was a tremendous affair. And we had some of the, greats back here, Harry Carson, Donnie Shell, just to name a few. Willie Mays Aiken, the big baseball guy that hit 3 home runs in a World Series game against the Yankees. And then I was there. Coach Buddy Pough was there. I've always said that I didn't play with Harry and Donnie. Donnie played with me. But I can tell you that those guys were a lot better football players than I was. And we had a wonderful affair last night with all of those guys that we could find to come back. I think 37, 38 of them. So it was a wonderful affair. Those guys were recognized at halftime today. They gave a nice donation back to the university. And it was a good affair in a way where we got a chance to see each other again after 50 years.
People don't realize, Coach, that it was that team that started the trend at South Carolina State, put the Bulldogs on the map nationally from the standpoint of being a football power.
We were the first team, those were the first teams that Coach Jeffries had that won national championships back in that day. So those guys were really stakeholders in the whole process in the way that they started things.
All right, we'll take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. We'll come back with more South Carolina State against Morgan State on this edition of the Buddy Pough Show.
Life moves fast, and while you're raising future MVPs, it's good to know you've got a teammate with Founders, a partner you can trust to always have your back. With products and services that give you the freedom to focus on the more important things. While you're sharing those moments, remember, we're here for one single reason, to help grow your financial success. So when the game is done, you can relax, because at Founders, our most valuable player is you.
The lottery is not about getting rich. The lottery is about helping people, and it always has been. It was the lottery that helped raise the Great Wall of China, maintain the roads of ancient Rome, and in this country, helped fund a revolution against tyranny. And today, in South Carolina, the revolution continues. But we're not building walls or roads or bridges. We're investing in you. Want to learn more? Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
It was transformational.
It just means the world to me. When I first heard that MUSC was coming to Orangeburg, I was excited.
They have an excellent reputation.
It just felt like our local healthcare system was getting an upgrade.
Having them in this neighborhood, this community, really gives us access to world-class care.
It's close to home.
It's going to stop us from having to travel to Charleston or Columbia.
And that will help save lives.
We're going to have more specialty doctors.
I know it's going to help me create a positive impact on the lives of my patients.
We talk about good quality of life, and that starts with good quality health care.
It provides an opportunity for our young people to be employed in our community and stay in the community.
It's a big deal for us to help attract new families and new growth in our town.
It's a new day.
It's a new day.
It's a new day here in Orangeburg with MUSC.
Two Bears are to the left, one's to the right. They give it to JJ over the left side. JJ got away from Jalen Evans, up the field at the 45, at the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Morgan State. So with 8:12 to go here in the third quarter, it's a 1-point game. There's a fake punt. Bulldogs got it. First down at the 40, at the 45, 50, at the 40. On the carry, that was Khalil Ellis. Snap it back to Corey. Give it to Josh. No, throws it out. It is caught. First down. Play action fake to Keyshawn Toney. And a first down for the Bulldogs. Corey takes the snap. End around. To Jordan Smith. Makes a move at the 20. At the 15. Snaps high. Jordan gets it down. Gavin's toe is in it. It is up and it is good. Gives the Bulldogs a 17-13 lead. 5 minutes to go here in Orangeburg. Back deep will be number 2, Quincy Hall. It's a squib kick, and on the return up the field for Morgan State, that is number 23 for the Bears. And he's still on his feet, still fighting, still on his feet at the 50. My goodness, at the 45, still on his feet at the 20. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Morgan State just shocked all of South Carolina. So with 4:44 to go, in a matter of 16 seconds, 20 for Morgan State, 17 for South Carolina State. Shotgun snap, Corey, play action fake, Corey. Looking long, throwing it out there. Oh my goodness, intercepted. No one was out there. Corey just went back and let it fly. As the clock runs out, Morgan State gets a win over South Carolina State by a score of 20-17. Coach, we talk about the second half, and of course the first 5 minutes of the second half being the most important time of the football game. Morgan State won the toss, deferred to the second half. They begin with possession, went right down the field with the football.
Drove the football right down the field and actually had a chance to maybe get points out of it, but they went on fourth down for like about a 4th and 5 or somewhere in that neck of the woods, and we tackled for like about a 2-3 yard gain, so they didn't make it. At that point, then we went on about the task of seeing if we could get it going again and then drive the football down a little bit back, maybe about a series or two, and then give it back to them. And then they take it for like 2 plays, and the next thing you know, they're in the end zone. So it was an ominous kind of thought process at the beginning of the half. We went to the worst of places there at the end because it was like 2 plays and they scored, and I can tell you it was tight from that point on.
Well, speaking of that now, unfortunately for us, we lost the football game, but Coach, there were some plays. It was as if you were going back into the playbook and back into files to find some stuff that happened. There was a 4th down and about 7. We were pretty deep in our territory where you don't generally fake a punt. You fake a punt, and Khalil Ellis makes the longest run of his career.
You're right. We had a nice little play that we thought was there, and it was just the right time. We needed to get the football up the field because I could feel the momentum really turning at that point, and we did, and we got one, and we got the football down close to the end zone, but at that time, we didn't score. That would have been the difference in the football game, but we had got that one in because that would have put us up by 2 scores, which would have given a little more cushion.
Now, let me go back one more play from that, Coach. After the Khalil Ellis thing, you get down, you come off with 2 plays, the double reverse, I don't know if it's a double reverse pass, and the little play action pass to Keyshawn Toney that got you in field goal range.
Well, we had to, at that point, see if we could figure out to capitalize on the fact that we still had the football. That it was one of those deals where we needed to get another score, another touchdown, actually. We were trying everything we could to find that score, but, it was not to be. We didn't quite find that one touchdown that we needed, but I can tell you that we threw everything at them that we knew to throw at them at that point.
And Gavin Zimmerman, of course, hadn't missed a field goal all year long. Gavin's been true. That little group, Caleb Brown, Jordan Smith, the Holden, Gavin Zimmerman, been money all year long.
And the guys who blocked the edges for us, too. So those guys have done a nice job, and if we send him out there, we pretty much know that he's going to score. At that point, we were up by 4.
Bulldogs eventually go down to defeat on the final play of the game, or not final play of the game, but that kickoff return for a touchdown by Jordan Tolles, that was the death toll for South Carolina State.
The next play after the field goal to go up 4 points, we kick off to them, and they tell me he broke 5, maybe even 6 tackles on the way to the end zone, and it was one of those kind of things where we just couldn't seem to get him on the ground. And from there, we come back and get the football with about 5 minutes to go in the game, and on the very first play, we call a deep ball, and of course, Corey throws it trying to find a post ball and overthrows it a little bit, and they intercept it, and we never get the football back. So from that point on, the game was pretty much done.
That was where it ended on Saturday. Bulldogs losing a disappointing one to Morgan State by a score of 20-17. We'll take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. We'll come back and tell you what's up next for your South Carolina State Bulldogs.
This is where the formula ends and the magic begins. We take the mold, shake the mold, and break the mold. From late nights in the gym to later nights in the library, we grind. Because if you think greatness is a game, think again. Here, nothing shines unless we all do.
Why do we travel? Why do we fly? Are we called by the excitement of untold adventures in faraway places? Driven to shape the future of our world, or to share our world with future generations? We designed Columbia Metropolitan Airport for you, and her, and them. So when the day arrives for your next journey, we'll be ready to get you there. Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly with ease.
I won the game. You tripped up the goal line.
You told me you won the game.
No, I did. I won the game. I ran it through.
That's not winning the game.
It was good seeing you, man. We gotta go. Great seeing you guys.
What's wrong?
Oh, I forgot to call us a ride.
Make the right decision before the wrong one haunts you the rest of your life. In South Carolina, it's sober or slammer.
Hi. Hi. Oh, we all just got new smartphones at Cricket. Hi. Hi. Hola. Hi. Hi. Okay, bye. Bye.
Get great seats, safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. Choose great seats from over 125,000 live events, all backed with a TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Get your tickets smarter at TicketSmarter.com.
All right, Bulldogs go down to defeat the Morgan State Bears 20-17. Coach, you head to Norfolk State. We played in Norfolk before. You're going to have to dig down. You can get prepared to play this one this week.
You're exactly right. And it's all about the preparation, the week of getting ready for a game. So we got our work cut out for us, but we'll take these 24 hours tonight, go back to our rooms, go back to wherever our places of comfort are, and try to find ourselves, and then come back on Sunday, try to get going again. We tell them that they got 24 hours to kind of get it out of their systems, whether it be good or bad. This is not good. So we got to figure out how to get ourselves going, and then we'll get ready to do our due tomorrow afternoon. We'll practice a little bit. We'll correct a little bit. We'll go through some of the things that we need to go through, getting ready to give them a little bit of a scouting report for Norfolk State, and then we'll get ready to go for practice next Tuesday. So we have a plan together by the time they see us on Tuesday. Hopefully it's a plan that, they can really like and buy into it in a way that, we can get them excited about going up to play these guys.
And Norfolk State is going to be nothing to fool around with. They really took it to Delaware State on Saturday. They were up 44-24 late in that ball game, went on to win that ball game. Norfolk State can be a problem.
Oh, I guarantee you, Dawson Odom's in that crowd. He's the big coach speak guy. He's got all kinds of phrases and stuff. Kind of reminds you of some of these other coaches, chopping wood and carrying water and all that kind of stuff right now. So these guys are all excited about coming to get a little piece of the last little piece left of the Buddy Pough football program. So at this point, we're going to see if we can go up there and see if we can return the favor.
All right, folks. We're looking forward to see you this week coming up when the Bulldogs head up to Norfolk to take on the Norfolk State Spartans. And, of course, there are going to be other episodes. I want to remind you, there are going to be other episodes of South Carolina State, not just football, but inside South Carolina State athletics, Coach. We're going to continue, and that's something I think that's going to really be beneficial for the program.
I'm excited about being the AD for another couple of weeks or so. Hopefully it'll be somewhere about that time. But we'll have some other shows for some of our other sports and for our overall athletics program as a whole. So I look forward to seeing what we can talk about as far as the South Carolina State athletics program.
For that, we'll see you next week, folks, in Norfolk, Virginia, and next week right here on Watch Fox 57 on the Buddy Pough Show.